live.
No, we're not. I don't even have my phone.
Well, we're recording. Ooh. I only know dirty jokes. Good morning, everyone. It is like 47, 48, something. Something like that. I have a whole bunch of. I've got like five. Got like five studies that has not been uploaded. And I was just telling Angela that they haven't been uploaded because my phone has to sit in one spot. For like 45 minutes to over an hour for it just to upload. So we're doing it a little bit different. We're putting it on the iPad. So it's like a big screen.
It looks weird.
I don't think it's got as narrow of an angle. But
Here we are. That's all that matters, right?
yeah. What are we on?
Deuteronomy. That's weird. 23. Exclusion from the. Yeah, 23. Is it just makes you feel like Monday?
Are we on 21 through 23 or 24?
You know, this feels like, it really feels like Monday. I don't know about y'all.
Okay, so we're on, it would be 24, 25, 26, 27. Ooh, it's going to get longer.
It's odd though, I don't.
Alright, yep, 24 for this. That's where my Bible is at. Anyhow,
Oh, that's weird.
so,
No, I don't think we finished it last time. We haven't done 23.
okay,
Nope, we have. I remember it now.
we'll just look up.
No, we're good. That's what it says. It says that we're on 24. I just wanted to read it to make sure because it didn't sound familiar, but I am Mississippi. So, okay, 24.
You can do it on your phone.
Go ahead. Do you want to do it
Oh, you can do it on your
on here?
Go ahead. Yeah, no, we don't have to use my phone. We'll use your phone.
Is everybody ready?
Hey, before we start, so got a prayer request. First of all, do you have any prayer requests?
No.
Yeah, you do, because you just went. I can see it in your face. You're like, no.
No, I'm good.
No, I can tell.
Well, it seems selfish
Wow.
because I need help. Like, I'm struggling with the pain from his hand. And it's really. It's a true disability right now, and it's very hard for me.
I don't think there's anything selfish about it.
And I don't know, I always pray for other people. You know what I mean? Okay.
There's nothing wrong with praying for yourself.
Anyway. Well, you got farm.
Did you look at the audience and tell them what your prayer request was?
No, because I was discussing it with you.
Okay, well,
How do you know we have an audience?
There's like, we have like a huge crowd that watches us, like one person,
I think there's two.
or maybe two. But that's all that matters, just two people. Okay, so I've got a prayer request. The last couple days I've been just praying on it.
What are you gonna say?
Don't matter what I was gonna say.
Oh my goodness, I ain't no telling where he's going with
Something was asked of me, and I'm not gonna say like what it was, and I'm not sure I'd be ready for it, but I was told to pray about it, so I'm praying about it.
How are they gonna pray about it if they don't know what to pray about?
Just know that there needs to be prayers with what's going on. Anyhow, so I was asked to pray about it because my name kept coming up for something, and I think it's a pretty big role. So anyhow, that's my prayer request. Sorry, it's clear as mud, but I just need to answer whether I need to put my name on it or not. So anyhow, y'all could just pray for that, because I think it's a pretty big deal. So what?
Nothing.
Okay. Today we're in 24.
I don't like this because I want to look at that dot.
But it's big time now, babe. It's,
But my eyes. Y'all know that little red button whenever you hit record, you know, and you got like the brown button that turns to the square button. Anyway, so it's that red button. I keep. I'm cross-eyed. Anyway, there's a little bit of insight into how goofy I am. It's natural. I can't help it.
all right. Anyhow, 24, 25, 6, and 7. We may not make it through the whole thing today. We'll just see. Here we go.
Oh, this is gonna be a big conversation. I can see it now.
Becomes displeasing to him because he, Deuteronomy 24. If a man marries a woman who becomes displeasing to him because he finds something indecent about her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce, gives it to her, and sends her.
Where's my pen and paper?
I just. Okay. I gotta say, it's not that actually sticks out to me. Okay, I know you think that I'm probably, although it did, but it's being overpowered by something else. I gotta say this before I forget it. Now, of course, if a man marries a woman who becomes displeasing to him, that right there is like a long conversation. But what gets me is displeasing to him because he finds something indecent about her and he writes her a certificate of divorce. Nothing about that stands out to you? Nothing.
Yeah, certificate means she's free to go marry somebody else.
No, it says he writes her.
Mm-hmm.
He writes her. Not a court, not a priest. the husband.
Mm-hmm.
That does not stick out to you whatsoever.
Yeah, like it should.
Go ahead. Let it fall out of your mouth. What? Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about right there. Say it. Go ahead. You done started.
It was only that easy today.
No, that's not what you were gonna say. If he writes her a certificate of divorce. What?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? You have anything to say about that?
No, yeah, it was just that easy today.
It's not what you meant. But I am curious as to why she couldn't write one. And I'm not like this huge feminist. I'm just curious.
Well, that's because the role of women back then were
Much lower.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
way lower.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Because the perspective of the way things are done. And
You know,
written.
women have since we're on this, women have
Y'all, we're going to be late today. I'm telling you, we're just going to make it through one chapter. We done started with one.
women have fought so long for their
Equality?
rights, for equality. I mean, they've fought the good fight.
Well, you can tell where it started.
They've done everything possible to be equal to men, which is fine. But then nowadays you have a man that wins Miss whatever. You have a man that's voted best female in America or something like that. You have men
This going
You
to
have-
be like
you have-
part 6,
that
7.
they've let men come in and dominate women's sports because the man identifies as a woman. To me, it just
Sends you backwards?
it sends you.
It waters down the pool of people that fought for it?
Yeah, it just takes away everything the women have fought for.
And look, it's not that I don't have compassion for everyone in their situation, because if I'm not there, I don't know. If I'm not in their shoes, I don't know. I mean, it's not my place to judge anybody if they do something that I don't believe is right or it's not in the Bible, whatever. It's my place to be kind. I choose to be kind. If I am unkind to somebody, there's a reason. But if these people that have, these men who are identifying as women, that's on them. That's their own burden to bear. But, and we all have them, okay?
Well, don't get me wrong. I don't have an issue if
Well,
a
hold
man
on,
wants to be a woman.
I'm sleepy. If you get me off track, I'm gonna figure what I'm saying. But at the same time, I totally agree with you that for how long have women fought for more equality, or equality in general, okay?
Mhm.
To just have, and I don't want to sound crude or rude, but it's going to sound that way. So, women have fought so hard to become more equal to men, yet now anyone can say they identify as a woman. So a man who has all the rights naturally, and I'm going to say a man, I mean like somebody has man parts, you naturally have, if you look back in the Bible, when you had more merit, you had more authority. And so it's interesting that today that men who identify as women, they're actually going backwards a bit if you look to the past, but they're also, it almost feels like they're taking from the women who have fought to get where
Well, they are, because scholarships. It's been all over the news. Girls have been booted out of the position for scholarships because a boy that identified as a girl
And
dominated.
athletes.
Yeah, dominated in the track meet, or dominated in whatever it was. Now you've got.
So why, as a woman, like in the Women's Olympics or anything like that, and
MMA.
I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying if you step back and look at it, it's why try so hard if a man can say I identify as a woman and take everything just like that. Their
Mhm.
bodies are different, and I've had this argument. We are so not going to get through this chapter today. I I tell multiple people this because I'm a very independent woman. Just ask me. It's disturbing. So, but I'm also I'm not a feminist whatsoever. Like that's over the top for me. But I believe a woman. I believe women can do most anything that men can do. And some of us can probably do everything that men can do because we're all built different. But men were made different from the bones out. That's like the difference. Oh, this is going to get me. That's like the difference between a donkey and a horse. Because burros, for example, they were built to carry more weight, and they're more sturdy, and they're stronger to pull than the average size horse. I mean, donkeys, they're just built different. So women, although we can be athletic, we can be strong, and all these qualifications we need, men can do, although we may be able to do something a man can, equally we can perform those tasks, but there are many that women perform much better than men because we're put together differently, and men perform better than women because they're put together differently. So I don't think it's fair to put a man who identifies as a woman, they're still made as a man. So when they compete in a woman's sport, it's not fair. You can't slap on boobs and get some extensions and be a woman. Now, I understand if you feel that way, but your body is still stronger than women, that you're just not made the same way. Sure, that just got me in a lot of trouble.
It just got us not finishing the whole thing today.
You started it! Anyway, what got me was, he writes a certificate of divorce.
Well, to sum that up, like I don't have an issue with if a man, I mean, it's wrong, but like Angela said, we're not here to judge anybody. Judge not, least ye be judged. Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't want to be judged. I'm not going to judge somebody else. I'm going to leave it to somebody else that's got more merit.
I mean, sometimes you do judge people, but I try not to. When I find myself doing it, I try to ask God to forgive me for it. But anyhow,
I think naturally
I
all kind
just-
of go there. But
I just have an issue with a man dressing up as a woman wanting to be in women's sports. I do have an issue with that. So, all right, continuing on. I think we got like 2 sentences in.
From his house, and if after she leaves his house, she becomes the wife of another man, and her second husband dislikes her, and writes her a certificate of divorce, gives it to her, and sends her from his house, or if he dies, then her first husband, who divorced her, is not allowed to marry her again after she has been defiled. That would be detestable in the eyes of the Lord. Do not bring sin upon the land the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. If a man is recently married, he must not be sent to war or have any other duty laid on him. For 1 year, he is to be free to stay at home and bring happiness to the wife he has married. Do not take a pair of millstones, not even the upper one, as security for a debt, because that would be taking a person's livelihood as security. If someone is caught kidnapping a fellow Israelite and treating or selling them as a slave, the kidnapper must die. You must purge the evil from among you. In cases of defiling skin diseases, be very careful to do exactly as the Levitical priests instruct you. You must follow carefully what I have commanded them. Remember what the Lord your God did to Miriam along the way after you came out of Egypt. When you make a loan of any kind to your neighbor, do not go into their house to get what is offered to you as a pledge. Stay outside and let the neighbor to whom you are making the loan bring the pledge out to you. If the neighbor is poor, do not go to possession. Return their cloak by sunset, so that your neighbor may sleep in it. Then they will thank you, and it will be regarded as a righteous act in the sight of the Lord your God. Do not take advantage of a hired worker who is poor and needy, whether that worker is a fellow Israelite or a foreigner residing in one of your towns. Pay them their wages each day before sunset, because they are poor and are counting on it. Otherwise, they may cry to the Lord against you, and you will be guilty of sin. Parents are not to be put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their parents. Each will die for their own sin. Do not deprive the foreigner or the fatherless of justice, or take the cloak of the widow as a pledge. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from there. That is why I command you to do this. When you are harvesting in your field, and you overlook a sheaf, do not go back to get it. Leave it for the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. When you beat the olives from your trees, do not go over the branches a second time. Leave what remains for the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow. When you harvest the grapes in your vineyard, do not go over the vines again. Leave what remains for the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt. That is why I command you to do this. Deuteronomy 25. When people have a dispute, they are to take it to court, and the judges will decide the case, acquitting the Deuteronomy.
Well, it's obvious, that kindness is the key. Trying to take care of everybody.
I don't think,
And it's just moving when you think about it.
I don't think, sometimes you don't see this as a religion. Sometimes you can look at it more as a way of life.
Well, that's really what a religion is.
Well,
It's the way you live your life. But these are rules. These are society rules.
yeah.
I agree with you. Totally. But don't you agree these are rules of society
Mm-hmm.
that have been lost?
Yep.
It's so kind. It's just, I keep thinking, purge the evil from among you, which means the obvious. And then be kind to the poor, the widow, a foreigner. Be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you can for others. You'll reap it. And we've all been in a situation where we need help from someone. I remember when I was a rambling teenager, and I don't mean just your parents. Get people. If I could say one more time. You get people in your life, and they come into your life. You've heard the saying, some people come into your life forever. Some people come in, for a reason, but they don't stay. And that's, I don't know. It all just kind of runs together for me. Because be kind. People come into your life maybe to be kind, or for you to be kind to them.
People come into your life to teach a lesson, for you to learn something.
Or they're learning something from you. It's possible to go the other way. But this is just, it says so much. Just be good, dang it. Which is anything but what we're getting from all this division.
Got a couple things. Putting the honey in honeymoon.
I don't think that's 24.
It is 24.
No, it goes with 23, because that was
It
marriage.
says Deuteronomy 24:5.
No way.
Just out of my Bible over here. Stay in your own. One of the biggest problems couples face today is busyness. That's very true. Husbands and wives are constantly on the go, moving as fast as they can, hardly breathe. Hidden away in the big book of Deuteronomy is one brief verse.
Close ready.
Hidden away in the big book of Deuteronomy is one brief verse with a stark, almost preposterous remedy for this problem. Deuteronomy 24:5 says a newly married man should be given a year of freedom from work and military service so he can stay at home and bring happiness to the wife he has married.
Can you read that part again? Just start at happiness.
To the wife he has married. It says immediately.
Happiness. To his wife. That's the focus for you.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying. That's the focus of what you're reading.
No, what are you trying to say?
The focus was, it wasn't really the way they wrote it. It's not for the man because he needs a year off from battle. It's because he needs a year off to make sure his wife's happy before he goes to battle. So you got a year just to focus on the wife. It's a whole lot of honeydews.
Immediately, we say the impossible. That's impossible. How would the bills get paid? Apparently, Israelites planned ahead, saving up for the expenses to come. Wouldn't it be nice if today's newlyweds followed this scripture? Too often, brides and grooms are so harried over wedding plans and travel arrangements for far-flung family members that their special day is the cause of as much exhaustion as joy. Then, after the wedding, an all-too-brief honeymoon is followed by a quick return to normal life, which means both husband and wife are back to their demanding jobs. Soon, the cares and concerns of life threaten to strangle the love and affection that marriage was intended to foster. Instead of rejecting God's regulation here as impractical and crazy, let's stop and appropriate this goal and appreciate this goal, making time to concentrate on building a love that will last. Perhaps that's worth extra effort after all. Let's see.
So take time. Don't forget to take time for your marriage.
Some might view this regulation as proof that God supports divorce. It says, on the contrary, divorce was not part of God's original plan. Regulations like this were given to put controls on this unsatisfactory solution for disunity in marriage. We may have experienced the pain of divorce, but despite our failures, God loves us. We can rest assured that God's grace is sufficient for our needs.
Okay, this kind of goes over what you said, but it's a little different too. The passage contains information about divorce and remarriage, but does not legislate these matters. Although divorce, even at this time, was widespread, it was never encouraged by God. So, I didn't realize that in the Old Testament, that divorce actually was a thing. I didn't realize it was a thing. You know, it just didn't occur to me, I guess. I never thought about it. And apparently it was a widespread thing. This case concerns remarriage after divorce, with the impetus found in the phrase, something indecent about her. This cannot refer to adultery, for the penalty for adultery was death. It must refer to some indecent exposure or unwomanly conduct. What are you doing?
Can you hand me the rifle?
Why?
'Cause there's a fly. I need it. Hand it.
No.
Come on, give it to me.
Focus.
I am focused.
Focus.
I can't focus with it buzzing.
If I do this,
Come on.
I don't even know why I'm reading.
The Bug Assault 3.0, guys. Whoa, whoa. I got him. Oh, it's on safe. Boom! It's a fly getter.
It has a safety.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
It must refer to some indecent exposure or unwomanly conduct. The husband in such a case might choose to divorce his wife. Divorce was initiated by men, not women. If the woman was remarried and divorced again, her first husband could not remarry her because of her marriage after the first divorce would be considered equivalent to adultery. That's all I got. How far into this are we?
I don't know, I have to move the calendar reminder popped up.
We may be a bit far into this. Can you fit that thing and see?
You're closer. Your arms are longer. No, I can't. Go over it. I'll get it.
Yeah, we're already 30 minutes in and we ain't past one chapter.
Let's do one more chapter and then.
Well, we gotta listen to her too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be 40 minutes before we get done.
Okay.
Just go ahead and listen to Tara Lee.
But she talks about stuff that we ain't even gone over.
Okay, well then we can't. We have to wait. It's good that we talked about it. But we're like 30 minutes and nobody wants to watch us more than 30 minutes.
Okay.
Even if you are shooting flies.
Okay. Well, we're gonna cut it short there.
It's 30 minutes. It's
Uh,
good though. Conversation's good.
All right, guys.
Even if we were ranting on a different subject. It's just normal. It should be coffee, cross, and ranting. 38?
Possible. All right. Well, we'll cut it there. We'll try to finish the other 3 tomorrow. Just because people don't like watching us all day. So, anyhow. All right. So let's end with a prayer. Lord Father, thank you this day. Thank you for everything that you've blessed us with. Thank you for everything that you'll continue to bless us with. Thank you for the rain that you brought us yesterday. Lord, thank you for just letting us wake up and giving us this time to open your book and listen to your word. Lord, I ask that you just listen to all of our prayer requests, listen to the prayer requests of anybody who may be watching us. Lord, just guide and direct everybody with that. God, I ask you guide and direct us as we go through the rest of this day. Forgive us where we fail you. Forgive us for sins. In your Son Christ's name we ask. Amen.
Amen.
Everybody, have a great Tuesday.
Have a good one. Ooh. You want me to get it?